There are two kinds of people in this world. The people who fail to do what they know they should, and those who keep doing things they know they shouldn't. Guess what? You're both. Hi, I'm your host, life and business coach, Marcy Barker, aka your loving kick in the pants. In this podcast, I'll teach you the 6 steps of my accountability code that will help you wake up with clarity and show up with aligned action steps that make follow through easy and peaceful. All right, let's jump in. Hello, my beautiful people. I am here with Alexis. Alexis is the poster child for the accountability code, and we'll get into that and you can see why. But Alexis, thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your stage of life.
Absolutely. So I'm currently 32 years old, engaged since before COVID. No, no plans to get married as of the moment, but in a committed relationship, no kids, and I've currently been committed to my business full time for the last year, and it's been such a blessing.
Yeah, so that's your baby.
That is my baby right now.
Yeah,
it's my business baby. For sure.
So we met through the Lady Bosses of Utah group, right?
Yes, it was either Lady Bosses or Connect Utah, one of those.
Okay.
I think Connect Utah led me to Lady Bosses. And
yeah.
Here we are.
And my background is in personal training and nutrition, so it was really awesome to have that ground connection there of like, oh, I know what you're doing, but I have never owned a gym. It wasn't my thing. But there are so many parallels of getting organized, speaking the pain points, retaining clients, helping them physically, mentally, all of that. Before we dive in, tell us a little bit about your history, because your gym is not a regular gym. Tell us more about that.
It's not. So I am the owner of SLC Muay Thai. We are a Muay Thai and MMA gym located in Salt Lake City, Utah. I've been training in Muay Thai for almost a decade now. And it's something that just absolutely changed and lit up my life. I lived for a long time in my life depressed and anxious and not enjoying my life to the fullest. Mm-hmm. And just my experience through learning and teaching and coaching Muay Thai and building this community has just changed me for the better. And I'm so grateful.
I love that. I feel like I have a little taste. I started doing body combat at the gym, and the whole time I'm working out, I'm like, I wonder if Alexis thinks I'm doing a good job. Like, I should make a video of my form and send it to her. But I love the feeling, the power that comes from deliberate movement. Mm-hmm. And for you listeners, at our retreat, Alexis did a movement meditation for us this morning, and it was fantastic. What I want to highlight with you is some of the transformation you made while working together in the accountability code. Mm-hmm. First off, what drew you in to wanting to do the accountability code coaching program?
Well, first, like you said, you were also a personal trainer and coach, started in the fitness industry and things like that. And that was a space I was kind of new to. I've been doing the martial arts for the last 10 years, but new as kind of a more personal coach and, wanted to learn from others. And really, the accountability code for me was just strengthening my dedication and commitment to growth. Having that accountability, having a group, having other people around you supporting you was really what I needed to help me go to the next level. So
I love that. And the reason why I say Alexis is the poster child is because there's a beautiful mix between action and pause. Mm. And understanding that in order for you to take the best action, there's few things. Because we worked on quite a few different things.
Yeah,
we talked about the budgeting of a business, retaining clients, communicating with clients. Like, what would you define as a wake up and show up moment for you during our time together?
Well, I went into it really looking to kind of build up my personal training. I wanted to learn from other coaches and other trainers, but what really stood out to me and helped to contribute to my confidence and growth was discovering and committing to my natural gifts. And there was also a moment that really stood out where I gave myself permission to work on things I needed to work on.
Yeah.
So
I loved that. And you went through a phase where you were getting your personal training certification. Mm-hmm. And we also had this business that we had to like clean up the processes and make sure we were helping the clients feel welcome and excited. And so I asked you, okay, which one do we need to do? Do we really need to focus on the business, or do we really need to make sure you pass your certification? And listeners, when I'm coaching a client, I am always open to whatever they need to do. But sometimes I'm like, I bet she's going to pick this, because I just like to guess and see if I'm right. And I 100% believed, I was like, it's business. Like, she joined to grow a business, but she was like, I need a pause and I need to make sure that I pass the personal training certification. And what I loved about that is we recognize, like, if you don't pass this, you got to start over.
Yep.
And that's the problem we were having in the business of like starting over, not getting a handle on the foundation. And so I loved that. And one of the reasons I love working with people like you is that I expand as a person too when we go through it. So let's shift a little bit. Let's talk about the communication that you developed as a gym owner and really being present with your clients.
Yeah, so I think previously, before I was the initial sole owner and just kind of the facility manager and running the front end of things, I just was lacking confidence in myself and, putting myself in front of the brand. I was kind of hiding behind the brand and giving everyone else the credit. And it's really been, discovering those natural gifts and how, I contribute to the community, how I'm cultivating the community, and just empowering myself that I can take action and make a difference, that my moves matter. And, that intentional movement is going to help me to achieve my goals and get where I want to be. And like you said, with communication, I need to make sure that I'm getting the right message across to the right people and presenting, not just myself, but my business a certain way so that we are attracting the right kind of people that we want with us. So.
Are you introverted or extroverted?
I think I'm an introverted extrovert or something. I don't know. I think I'm really naturally introverted, but I can deal.
Yeah. Well, I always get a little bit taken back when my clients are like, I'm introverted. And I'm like, no, you talk to me all the time. As we were coaching together, what would you say your loving kick in the pants felt like? Because you're very motivated, but was there a moment where you're like, oh, okay, I know I have to do this. I don't particularly look forward to it. But what was something that you ended up doing that maybe you wouldn't have if you weren't in the program?
I know one big thing that we worked through was that foundational work for the business and for the gym, just like making a budget and going through finances and making sure everything was good to go. Because that was a point of resistance, things that stressed me out. Wanting to look forward to making sure everything is allocated where it needs to be. And I want to also come back to the story you were just telling about not knowing what I was going to choose when we were at that moment where I'm like, hey, I have this to work on and I have this to work on. What's the priority? I had no idea what your opinion was or what you thought I would pick until after the fact. So I just want to even though Marcy is a loving kick in the pants, she still offers that space to make your decision to do what you need to do, right? Without, oh, are you sure? Or is that really what you want to do?
Or what are you thinking?
Exactly. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank you and appreciate that moment, because there are moments where you need that kick in the pants to get going, but you also sometimes need that time and space to sort through your stuff and make the decisions you need to make, even though sometimes they're tough.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your support with that.
Thank you. And I have to remind myself and people who are interested in the accountability code, I don't care if you listen to me. It does me no good. It does you no good if you're trying to please me. Yeah. But the whole idea of the accountability code is you got to do you. And I was so proud of you for doing that. And it was like a piece of cake. You passed and it was no big deal. But it was because your dedication to growth and change is so incredible that it was of course you'd pass. But you had to make the time. You were very good and very diligent about your time management and putting that in there and your self-care. Again, poster child, just did all the right things. So
it's taken work though. Let me tell you. Yes. Yeah. I was really, really good at putting myself last and not prioritizing self-care and completely overloading my schedule so that I didn't have time to breathe. And life is just so much sweeter having more control over what's happening at all times, not overloading myself and making sure that I have time to pour from an overflowing cup and not a bottomless one.
Hey listeners, the message of waking up and showing up is yours for the taking. In fact, it's free. I've recorded my entire audiobook and I'd love for you to consume it between episodes. Head to marcybarker.com to get instant access to the accountability code Wake Up and Show Up. All right, let's jump back in. Is there a story in the workbook that resonated with you as we were working together?
Yeah, there's one that I think about all the time. It was your honeymoon.
Yes.
And you talked about going to the beach, you were so excited to get to the beach that you ignored all these warning signs. And I won't give away the ending. You'll have to read the book. But I really love that because it's just kind of helped me to be more aware of warning signs in my life, right? Mm-hmm. What should I be paying attention to? What is easily overlooked? What should I be paying attention to? And remind me the name of that lesson.
From Pain to Plan.
From Pain to Plan, mm-hmm. which I absolutely love. One of the things, like a recurring theme in my life for about the last 10 years since I worked for juvenile services, is to understand pain, lean into pain. It's there to tell you something. There's mm-hmm. always something to be learned, whether, I don't like this isn't a situation for me, whether that's internal, external, emotional, all of these signals are there to tell you something.
Yes.
So if we don't slow down and listen to what this is saying, the issue is going to exacerbate itself, right? It could be, I don't know, I could tie in a bunch of your other lessons.
I was telling Alexis that you like pain. Like, you like getting punched in your face. I mean, I guess you don't, because you're really good.
Well, you really try to avoid it.
It's part of the sport, but there is a lot of value in your confidence to handle pain and to face pain and to recognize, like, it is a gift, because how unfulfilling is life without challenge?
Right.
And I loved doing that movement meditation with you this morning because it was just a very good invitation of, like, your body is so freaking capable, mm-hmm. but you have to honor it, and Absolutely. You have to let it be, and you have to facilitate or give the opportunity for those experiences to happen.
Absolutely.
As we've been at the retreat and we've done a little bit of business masterminding, what's next for you? What would you say your next loving kick in the pants might look like?
Oh, man. Just following through on everything that I've learned here. You already mentioned communication is a big one. I feel like I've found some tools and skills to help me level that up in speaking to my audience and making sure that, again, I'm drawing in the right people and able to let them know what I can help them with, mm-hmm. right? I was talking to some of the other women here about how, the physical benefit is obvious, right? It's good to move your body. Learning a new skill that could be tied into self-defense, that's valuable as well. But even just having a community around and having, the people there to support you and being in a room full of people who are also there to learn something new is just absolutely magical. So mm-hmm. there's just so much that can benefit your life from this kind of training. And my mission at SLC Muay Thai is just to help get more people on the mats. You don't have to be a pro fighter. You don't have to be an elite athlete. You don't have to be specifically coordinated to try something new and learn something new. We are all there to learn together.
I love that you have so much emphasis on helping the community. I mm-hmm. think that's so important and so awesome. So who are those ideal people that should get into your gym? Like, give a little shout out of come to the gym if you fit into this box.
Yeah, anyone who's looking to learn something new, anyone who values their health, anyone who is maybe missing community or connection in your life. You can find all of those things at SLC Muay Thai, and we would absolutely love to have you.
Perfect. I love that. Big things coming for you.
Thank you.
Poster child. There's a lot of expectation that I have, knowing your strengths, knowing your goals, your ambition, and your ability to tune in, to pause, and then take the right action. So I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. It has taken work, and it is great to hear that that's recognized in others and celebrated. It's great to be with people who we can celebrate together. So thank you.
Cool. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Hey friends, I want to thank you for listening to this episode of Your Loving Kick in the Pants. If you got any value out of this episode, I would love for you to drop me a review or share with a friend what you learned. All right, I'll see you next Wednesday for Your Loving Kick in the Pants.